Okay, so in this demonstration, what we're gonna do, we're gonna prepare a fermented solution, but this time we're not gonna use commercial grade yeast. Instead, we're just gonna use the yeast that's naturally found on actually fruits. So if we were to use grapes, there's actually yeast that's naturally found on the peel and of the grape itself. Maybe some that has actually made it inside the grape, perhaps, and just like this, even inside the banana. But we're not gonna peel it, we're not gonna do anything like that. We're just gonna use the natural wild type yeast that are occurring on the peel, and we're gonna see if we can get any kind of fermentation to happen. To help that out, we're gonna use some white sugar. And I have weighed out here about 168 grams of white sugar, and we're gonna be applying that to 500 mils of tap water. So there's nothing special here. I could have used RO water or deionized water, I guess, but I didn't want to. I just wanna stir it up. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the specific gravity measurement or density of this sugar water first. We're just gonna make sure that the sugar is gonna dissolve. It just takes a minute. It's kind of like mixing Kool-Aid, I guess, or any kind of favorite sugar-based drink that you like. Okay, so I use my hydrometer here as the stir stick. Probably not the best choice, but that's all right. We're just gonna pour some of this into this column. And this is really just a sampling column. It's gonna serve as the vessel that will contain the hydrometer. So you just immerse it there. And the hydrometer actually has multiple scales already built into the actual vial itself. So they're all appearing on the column here. So you have specific gravity is one, percent alcohol by volume is another one, and then you also have the Brix scale. And the Brix scale is something that determines how much sugar is in a water solution. So we won't go into the details there, but I just want to take a look at the initial measurement here just so that we have an idea on where we are at to start with, because once we have that starting point, and we are at about 1 let's see, yeah, we're at about 1.1 actually, just barely. So we're about 1.1, so that's really the specific gravity or density of this sugar water with this 168 grams, which is about 3/4 cup, added it to the water, about 500 mils or so, and now we have our initial measurement. So we will remember that measurement because whenever we calculate percent alcohol by volume later on, we'll use that as our baseline. So just gonna pour that in to this ball jar here. Gonna pour this in there too, because why not? There's nothing wrong with that. And then we're gonna put the banana in here, and we're gonna allow it to be isolated in here for quite a bit. Okay, kind of forced it down a little bit. Just seal it up. Just shake it up, and any yeast that naturally is occurring, and all fruits have this. Fruits, vegetables, people, I mean yeast, molds, right? These things are just naturally found on most living substances, especially organic substances. Then what they're gonna do, if there's enough sugar and if there's enough opportunity, then fermentation will progress, alcohol will be produced, and we do have to worry about the evolution of carbon dioxide. So periodically I'll outgas this, really, just crack the top, just make sure that there's not gonna be too much pressure building up, because that can lead to potentially dangerous situation on my end for where the vessel could pop, or we don't want anything like that. So this is just day one of this fermentation process. We'll see how it progresses, and we'll come back then in future installments and just see where we're at.